This right here, to me, is probably one of the most important places on the Henro. It's a place many don't stop. I was walking with a Henro who I've met a couple of times. We've sort of been passing each other on the road. I rest, he passes me, and vice versa. And he just blew on by here. And that kind of surprised me. This is where Kukai became Kukai. Kukai was unable to reach enlightenment on Mount Tairu, so he came here. And there's a temple I'm going to go to in a minute that's kind of famous place he visited. But he was actually here in these two caves, and because of earthquakes and falling rocks, the two caves are no longer open. He lived in this the cave on the left is where he actually lived, and then in the cave on the right is where he performed certain Shingon religious practices, chanting certain sayings millions of times a day. He came here when he was 19, and he meditated for, it's unclear, but it appears for 3 years, and this is where he achieved enlightenment. And when he achieved enlightenment, he changed his name from Saiki no Mao, which was his childhood name, which I'll talk more about when we get to Temple 75. And he changed his name because from this cave, he was looking out, and what did he see? He saw the sky and the sea. And it's from that he took the name Kukai, sky and sea. So these caves have an unobstructed view of the sea. He spent years looking out at the sky and the sea, and he has a very fitting name of Kukai. The temple I'm going to next has a very important part in history because it's associated with this story of him achieving enlightenment from meditating in these caves. But it's really the caves where he achieved enlightenment, and not many people stop here. So if you're walking the Ohenro, please be sure to stop on by these caves. I really wish we could go in, but they are closed. Earthquakes and falling rocks have made them too dangerous. A little bit about the cave. There's a warning about why it's dangerous. And this is the view Kukai had for 3 years, and it's where he achieved his enlightenment. Make sure you stop by here. You can also get your book signed here. So it's a wonderful addition to your Nokyocho. On to temple number 24, Hotsumisakiji. Mikurodo is the place pointed out as where Kukai trained and gained enlightenment. That was the place pointed out to me when I took a bus tour. But now there's some evidence saying that it might have actually been this place. And this is another place that if you're walking along, you might just simply walk past. Traditionally, the place I was at yesterday, Mikurodo, is associated with Kukai did training, and Temple 24, Hotsumisakiji, gets its fame for centuries from being the place where Kukai did his training. But now there are people saying it might not have been there, but it actually might have been this place, which is closer to Kongochoji, temple number 26. They point to some geological evidence indicating that Mikurodo would not have been able to actually inhabit that. So this is a place called Fudoiwa, and right here is a stone that apparently has the footprint of Kobo Daishi on it. And this place, there's no one here. There's not even a Nokyosho to get a book signed. There's a little chapel, and then we can walk up here and see a couple of caves and interesting spots. I do not know the history well enough to know which place has claims is completely true. All we know is that he came to Cape Moroto. We don't actually know where he was, and the previous spot was the one selected centuries ago and just always observed at that. But new research is indicating that perhaps that was not the place. Here we see the sky and the sea for Kukai, and approaching his cave where he apparently lived. So this might have been the cave where Kukai, Kobo Daishi, spent many years living as he tried to gain enlightenment on this coast. And this would have been his view. It's a little bit more sheltered than the other place, so perhaps it does make sense that he might have been here. Leaving his cave, there's another little nook up here that he could have spent some time in as well. Another sheltered dwelling. Here we see a sign saying place where Kukai performed rituals or ascetic practices. Over here is a place where he may have meditated for a while. There's a little sign down there, and there's like a flat ledge. Did he actually meditate there? No, but does it look like a place where someone would meditate staring out at the sea? Most definitely. And there's some stairs that go down. So there's the chapel again, and here's some stairs that go down. This sign indicates that this was built in Heisei 24, so in 2012. Now, this path doesn't appear to be related to Kukai as much as to sort of a geological survey explaining the type of rocks that are here and earthquakes and what they do. You can see that these are sedimentary rocks, and they are turned pretty much at 90 degrees, indicating how the earth has been crushed here. It was actually through geological surveys and such that people come to believe that Kukai wasn't at the first cave, but at this cave. As you walk between temples 24 and 26, you will come upon a couple of spots where Kukai may have spent several years performing religious practices to gain enlightenment, and where he actually gained enlightenment and changed his name to Kukai. Which spot he was actually at, not 100% sure. All we do know is that he was at Cape Moroto, and both of these spots seem like they might have been the spot where he gained his enlightenment. So as you walk the pilgrimage, try and stop by and check them out.